Greetings, blessed risings, everybody. So I am being called to speak on something that's been on my heart to speak on for quite a bit of time, and I've been meditating on it. And I know it's early. It's a Tuesday morning, Eastern time. It's about like 8:30, and I decided to do this broadcast in my backyard to kind of share the autumn, the beautiful autumn weather, the falling leaves, and you probably hear like my birds and chipmunks and squirrels running around. But anyway, so I wanted to speak on something pertaining to our healers and our spiritual teachers. And it's something that I've observed, and it's something that I've experienced over the course of my journey. But before I get into it, I wanted to touch on my own experience. So my spiritual background is Buddhism. And in Buddhism, there is a concept called dana. And dana means generosity. So what happens with dana is that, monks, ancient Buddhist monks, and I'm not quite sure if they still do it in other countries, when they went into service, they were given a robe. That was their only possession, and they were charged, a robe and a bowl, and they were charged with going out into their communities, and they were called begging bowls. And what they would go is go from door to door, house to house, and offer the bowl, and then they would be given food. And so it's a very interesting concept because, or a very interesting practice because, one, humility, and two, teaching interdependence. So it takes a lot of faith to be able to give up everything and to go into a service of spirituality. So, you go and you give that up, and then it takes a lot of faith to accept that you will be taken care of, even though you technically have no possessions, and to be taken care of by your community, going out into your community and not with any expectation of being fed or supported, but with full faith that you be fed and supported. So that's an ancient practice with Buddhist monks. And to further that, and right now in today's current times, a lot of people go on meditation retreats, Buddhist meditation retreats, and not all of them, but quite a few of them are donation based. So you attend the retreats for free, essentially, and the only requirement is that you serve. You attend the retreat for free. The room, the food is all included, the teachings are included, and then after the fact, you go in and you could donate, money if you choose to, or for sure, service. You just agree to come back and serve as a volunteer, within a year or so of your attending the retreat. And so there's this ongoing energy of give and receive. And that's just, within the Buddhist tradition. So that's my foundation. That's my spiritual practice. And what I'm noticing, though, is that we don't have that here in this society, in the Western culture. We don't support our healers and our spiritual teachers. It's not something that is honored. It's not something that is taught. It's not in our community. And I could see the effects. I see the effects of it. We are taught to honor things that is our, how would I put this? We are taught to honor things that are surface level, that are for show. We are taught to respect money and things that support the system and support the matrix and things that produce and, all these arbitrary things. Oh, hey, Imani. I see Imani just popped up. Hey, boo, hey. So we're taught to honor and respect and to support these things that aren't really sustaining. But when it comes to like true spiritual practice and our teachers and our healers, we don't honor them. We don't respect them. We don't support them. And it's a detriment. And the reason why it's a detriment is because we are here to help you. We're here to help you. We're here. We've been called here, you know, our healers and our light workers and our spiritual teachers. We've been called to this earth and this time to help with the shift that's occurring. And whether many of you are conscious of it or not, things are changing, things are shifting. People are waking up, the collective consciousness is changing. And we're here, we've been sitting here and called here, and many of us have volunteered to help with that shift. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy because, yes, Amani, exactly. So Amani said that's why we're chaotic, because we're missing the spirit. And yes, you can tell, you can completely tell our why we're in decline as far as our prosperity and our abundance, and why our suffering is so great in the Western culture, because we don't support our spiritual teachers, we don't support our healers. And, you know, as I was saying, we are here to help with this shift. It's, you know, we volunteered to be here, we've been sent here, it's a mission, and it's not easy. You know, there's a lot of suffering on this plane, there's a lot of anger, a lot of war, a lot of pain, there's a lot of resistance, a lot of persecution, you know, for being different, for not following the norm, the social norm. You know, each of us have our own personal journeys as humans, you know, being having this human experience that we are dealing with. You know, a lot of us are old souls, we're tired. We're so tired. I know I am. You know, we're tired. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And so we're sitting here, and we keep coming back. We keep coming back, so we can teach and we can help with the evolution, so we can evolve, so we can transcend, so we can also ascend, and bring the earth back into balance, into harmony, into peace, into joy. And that's our purpose. And it's definitely not easy. And what makes it even more difficult is the lack of support, you know, and, you know, not just energy, but financial support. You know, you go to other countries and you have ashrams, temples, that are abundant and rich, you know, and not in a way that is exploitive, you know, where they take all the money and they don't do anything for their communities, but it's a reciprocal, cyclic, energetic exchange. And we don't have that here, you know. We don't have that here at all. You know, for those who are Christian and you go to church, you tithe. Hey Gigi. Hey, thanks for tuning in. So, you know, we tithe, those who are Christian, go to church, we tithe and we give to churches, but a lot of those churches don't give back, you know, so then there's that imbalance too. On that end. And so, you know, you go to these other countries and their spiritual teachers and their healers are fully supported. You know, you go to indigenous cultures and their shamans and their medicine men and medicine women are fully supported. And they thrive. So, you know, we're not taught that here. And we're taught that if it doesn't look a certain way, then it's not, that it's not legitimate, or that it's not important, or that it's not, or that it's obsolete. And so, you know, there's been quite a few of my sisters and brothers, you know, healers that have expressed a lot of frustration and a lot of, you know, feeling drained because we're not being supported. You know, we have these gifts that we're brought here, that we come with, that are to be shared, and we're fully expected to share those gifts, but with a certain sense of entitlement. You know, the entitlement is that we're here to heal and we shouldn't get paid, or that we shouldn't make a living, or that, you know, we should just give and then not receive. And that's not, first of all, that's not practical. You know, nobody can run off that energy. of giving and not receiving. That's not sustainable, first of all, and it's exploitive, which is indicative of our capitalistic society that we live on. And then the idea is that, well, if I can't get it from you, then I'll just go to this other healer and get it for cheaper, for free. And then this idea that, oh, you're expendable, you know, and that's not true either. You know, we're not to be replaced. We're not. Each one of us has a specific gift that we come here with. No one can do what I do. You know, no one can do what these other healers can do. You know, so that's not the case either. So, you know, we need you and you need us. You know, that's just the reality of it. And, you know, we need you because that's our mission, is to help heal and to assist with this transition. And you need us because we have gifts that we're coming from other planes and other planets and other galaxies and dimensions, and things that we need to teach you that y'all just don't know. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Y'all don't know the things that we are coming with, and you need that information. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. We'd be somewhere else. We'd be home. We would be home. You know, we wouldn't be here. And so, you know, but what it is the exchange has to be even and fair. And, you know, a lot of my healers we're getting tired. We're getting tired because of that sense of entitlement, that sense of, you know, taking and not giving. And a lot of that comes from lack of understanding as to, you know, what's actually really happening. And a lot of that comes from lack of mentality. You know, a sense of there not being enough, a sense of, you know, right. So Gigi said they want you to give all of our time and energy and get a job for our money too. All of those won't work. That is so true. You know, it is so true. You know, like we do it. We work jobs. And then we do healing work, but what really is supposed to happen is that our healing work is supposed to sustain us, truly, you know, but because again we live in a society that we're not valued, you know, and our gifts aren't valued. It's not seen that way, you know, and you know, I really wanted to talk about that because honestly, that needs to change. And let me tell you my experience, you know, when you deal with feminine energy, and I'm not talking women, but just feminist energy works like this. If it's appreciated, it will give. It's there. As long as it's appreciated and being reciprocated. But as soon as feminine energy starts to feel like it's being taken for granted, feminine energy will withdraw and take the blessings elsewhere. And so a lot of us feel like that. A lot of us healers, we feel like, okay, well, we're about to pull back and take our energy and our gifts and our teachings somewhere else where it's being reciprocated, you know. And right, Amani says healing isn't a priority in our society, but it's so necessary because like I said, there's so much pain and there's so much suffering. So it's not a priority, but it's necessary. You know, and yes, some people consider it a luxury, you know. So you know, we're here for you, but we need to be supported, plain and simple. If we're not, it's not sustaining. If it's not supported, we can't do what we come here to do, and you can't receive what we've come to give. That's just a fact. So I wanted to really push this issue because it needs to change, plain and simple. We need to support our healers and our spiritual teachers. It needs to be done in a way of humility, not entitlement. You know, you're not entitled to our energy. No one is entitled to our energy. No one's entitled to our power. No one's entitled to our knowledge. Plain and simple. You know, it's not an entitlement. You know, we don't owe anybody anything. You know, we don't owe anybody anything. do what we do because that is our mission. But at the same time, too, we're here for those who really want it, and those who are really listening, and those who are receiving it fully, but also willing to give for it too. So, I speak on behalf of all of my healers and spiritual teachers, because again, I've been seeing it, all these videos of even exchange, and a lot of us are shifting how we're doing our business because of the lack of support. I'm making changes to my own business. I'm not going to be as accessible. I'm making that shift already, because I'm getting tired too. So, I'm shifting how I do things, and putting boundaries around it. Healing is and being a spiritual teacher, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And, I realize that a lot of people don't realize how much work it is. Yeah, Gigi, we're tired, we're tired. We're tired, and to be honest, half of us don't want to be here. Half of us are like, can we just get this thing going so we can go to where, go back home, so I really want to put something out there, because I think I'm going to start speaking on it more and really teaching our society how to value us. I want to teach, especially our community, move us out of that lack mentality. Move us out of that into a place of abundance. Because again, when you support us, you're supporting yourself. When you support us, when someone comes to me and they tell me that they can't afford the service, what they're saying is that they don't feel like they value themselves enough to make this investment. And that comes from a lack mentality. So okay, right. Gigi makes a good point. She says that people don't realize that when they tithe, it's for the pastor. Yeah. I've never seen a pastor driving a hoopty. I've never seen a pastor living in an apartment. Like, pastors be driving nice cars, living in nice houses. Their whole families are supported. Yeah, that's what tithing is for. Right. And so Gigi makes a good point too. So they don't think a healer or a pastor should be paid for God's work. Right, escalates. Right. So think about that. But again, a lot of, and that's where the shift is occurring, because people feel like, that's okay because it looks a certain way, because they're conditioned, to give to churches, to Christian churches, not realizing that what we do is the same thing. It just looks different. It looks different. And so, I think that's all I want to say for now. I am going to do some more videos touching on this more. And pay for God's healing in your offering. Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, so I just want to say that, be mindful of these changes that are occurring, because it's happening quicker. It's accelerated. If you don't feel it, I know you see it because it's playing out. It's playing out in our society. It's playing out in our politics. It's playing out in our interactions with each other. It's playing out in the planets. And, things are ending. And so we're shifting into a new beginning. And with that new beginning means that things need to be done different. And so with things needing to change, it's our values. What we value needs to change. What we value needs to change. So that's all I'm gonna say. And thank you everybody for tuning in. And if anybody has any questions about anything, y'all got, you can hit me up, message me, and definitely have a beautiful morning. We are almost into planting season, which occurs in a few days on the 5th, which is Saturday. And that's another reason why I wanted to talk about this now, because to bring to your awareness of to be intentional with what you plant. So yeah, be intentional with your plant. And so if you feel like you need to change your values, now's the time to really assess that. So November 5th is when we transition into the first of the 4 feminine seasons. Harvest, season of Aset, the devotee, and planting season. So again, thank you for tuning in, and have a very blessed day, and thank you.